Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the Cronkite Show in social media history. I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone. Say, man, you know who I am. And if you don't, get on the phone and tell them I am the five-star general. Last night, it was some major shakeups in the school board elections down in Houston. The Republicans say they in the building now. Can't knock them because they laid some knockout punches that was better than the Thriller in Manila last night. Let's get to it, man. Say, man, I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone and tell you thank you for taking the time out to tune in, because you good people are the reason that I'm able to do what I'm able to do. And today I want to say we're streaming to another place. We're streaming to Twitter now. I'm trying to check and see if we came up on Twitter. Let's see. Yeah, man, we live on Twitter now. We live on Twitter. We streaming to Twitter now. So it's a whole nother different ball game now. So I want to tell you, man, last night there was some knockout punches thrown in the school board elections. Don't love to have because I'm gonna be bald tomorrow. I just been in a snowstorm, so I ain't feel like shaving or cutting my hair. But there was some knockout punches in the school board elections last night down in Houston, Texas, that sent shockwaves across the county and sent some shockwaves around the country. The Republicans secured 2 seats on the school board, man. They secured 2 seats on the school board. And I will say this, that last night, my good friend Bridget Wade put the smackdown on Ann Sung, and my man Kendall Baker, he put the smackdown on Holly Villaseca. Now, if you didn't know, man, I call Villaseca and Sung the Flintstone sisters. So get what they did last night. They sent them back to bedrock. They took these 2 Democratic operatives off the school board and they beat them soundly. Bridget did. Kendall, I think he won his race by maybe 60 votes, but that's the way it's supposed to be without all the cheating. So all the races across the board last night, we saw a race that was decided in Missouri City, Texas for city council. Reginald Pearson versus Monica Riley. That race was decided by 3 votes. It was decided by 3 votes last night. And then, of course, you had Jeanette Linda Garza against Elizabeth Santos. And Santos squeaked by on Garza Linda Garza. I think that she ran a very good campaign. I'm really not a Santos fan. I have my reasons as to why I'm not a Santos fan. And so you'll know I'm concerned about the school district. I've been going to school board meetings for the last 10 years. And I think that Elizabeth Santos, no matter what anybody says, is one of the worst school board members I've ever seen. Races as they come, but she won a race. So it is what it is. I'm going to call a spade a spade. They said that Garza got a lot of funding from out-of-state PACs, and a lot of people may have been concerned about who was going to control her. Well, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it when it comes to Elizabeth Santos and who controls her. The Houston Federation of Teachers controls Elizabeth Santos. And anybody with a brain or an inkling of a brain knows that to be a really, really true statement. Let's talk about Kendall Baker versus Holly Villaseca. One half of the world famous Flintstone sisters took the L last night. And the thing is I think Holly's a decent person. I think that Holly was drug into a lot of things that Holly shouldn't have never been drug into. But I mean, you got to stop being a follower and start being a leader. And I'm gonna be honest with you, she was drug into some things that I feel, and she apologized for the things that she did. But apologies are just like assholes. Everybody got one. So I'm just telling you, sometimes your apologies don't work. And last night at the polls, it did not work. Kendall Baker snuck by. He squeaked by, and he got her. And the last race was Bridget Wade versus Ann Sung, the second half of the Flintstone sisters, Ann Sung, and Harvard graduate, former teacher, that in all actuality, she may have done great for kids on your side of town, but she didn't do a damn thing for Black and brown and poor children. And she needed to go. So there were 5 people that were involved in the situation where they wrongfully fired the former interim superintendent in a board meeting, Dr. Grenita Lathan, Sergio Lira, Deanna Davila, Ann Sung, and Holly Villaseca, along with Elizabeth Santos. And only thing that's standing from that failed coup is Elizabeth Santos. So the union, the teachers union, I think last night lost a little of their mojo. And you people that are sitting up there allowing these people to run you, in regards to giving you campaign funding, it needs to stop. And last night they lost a little of their mojo, and they needed to lose it. I'm gonna be honest with you. They really needed to lose it because they're getting out of control. So I want to talk about some things today in regards to these races that I think need to be addressed. I'm looking at the nasty comments that were made during the campaigning of these particular races. And then last night, after Kendall and Bridget won their seats, the attacks began. Now, see, let me tell you something. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. Would you agree? It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. So what I mean by that is, you came for Kendall last night, some of y'all out there. How would you like if I came for you? Everybody that came from Kendall don't have no squeaky clean pass. Everybody that came for Kendall ain't working for no replicable companies. You see what I'm saying? It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. So if I come for you, then what are you gonna say? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna start crying? He's wrong. He's this. No. Some of y'all came after that man based on articles that was written by the liberal lying newspaper, the Houston Chronicle, when in all actuality, when you work for these government entities and they want you gone, they'll cook up any story they can cook up. So you say he did this and he sexually harassed people on his job. Well, you notice something that was strange? That if he did it, why didn't the unemployment people deny his claim? They couldn't substantiate that. All of those allegations they couldn't substantiate. Now, know one thing, before I became his friend, I dug off into it. And I went and I looked and I saw him. And I knew who he worked for. He worked for Anise Parker, dirty as all I does, former mayor. Now, some of you people embrace these people. You're good with these people. But I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to give Kendall the same shot that you gave them racists that they beat last night, that Bridget and Kendall beat, those racists that never visited a black school. But you ain't got no problem with that. You ain't got no problem with how they treated the black interim superintendent. You ain't got no problem with that because all she was the N-word to begin with to some of y'all. You ain't gonna never say it, but if you condone what they did, then you support it. You feel what I'm saying? So the bottom line is this. You don't give him the same shot, I'm going to come for you. Now, I want you to know over there at that teachers union and that support union for custodians and all that, y'all motherfucker dirty as all outdoors. Y'all dirty as all. I don't expect y'all to never support me when I run for nothing, because I know how dirty y'all is. But make sure you don't throw stones at glass houses. That's all I'm going to tell you. Because I got more than enough of evidence of state and federal violations. Just straight up crimes, RICO Act type stuff for the union, that it would amaze you. And ain't none of you people over there scare me. So please don't try that tough guy act with me. So now the question becomes, are you going to give him a shot to do the best that he can do? Now, if he does not do that, if he gets into the seat and he plays the game and nothing is accomplished, and I don't give people, I normally give trustees a year. They got 4, but after the first year, I kind of know what you're about. So if he doesn't get in there and do what he needs to do, then start complaining. Don't start complaining because, oh, well, he did a commercial when he was with the city and he was against the bathroom bill. I don't give a damn if he was for it or against it. The only thing that matters is governance. The only thing that matters is getting there and making the right decisions to help our children. Don't worry about the bathroom bill because it ain't on the table right now. So if you have a problem, just like y'all tell us, when we got a problem at them schools with our kids, if we don't like it, why don't you go to another school? If you don't like the fact that we got new trustees, why don't you get your kid and go to another district? Because you got them. And I know what the ultimate fear factor is, but I won't mention it. As far as Bridget Wade, they both have great hearts, Bridget and Kendall. Get to know her before you condemn her. Find out what she's about. Find out what she wants to fight for. Find out what she wants to advocate for before you condemn her. Because if you come for Bridget, I'm going to come for you. And I mean what I say. So HISD has new trustees. It's new sheriffs in town. And we're going to have to live with that for 4 years. But we only got to live with it for 2. So Danny Hernandez, Judith Cruz, Patricia Allen, and my good friend Kathy Buford Daniels. Y'all better step up to the plate. Y'all better step up to the plate, and you better make some things happen. Because if you don't, you'll be gone too. We rolling trustees out of here faster than y'all change y'all draws. And that's real. So y'all folk, y'all got 2 years. So this team of 10, just know one thing. We watching. And whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, if you ain't working for our kids, you're getting out of our school system. So I want to send the congratulations out again. And I really want to say this because no matter what I feel about these people, it is what it is. I want to thank Ann Sung and Holly Villaseca for the work that they did, the good work that they did. It wasn't always good work, but the effort, the good work that they did, I want to thank them for their service. But now it's time to get down to business. Kendall Baker, do what you say you were going to do. Bridget Wade, do what you say you were going to do. And just know one thing. Even though we cool. And this go for everybody walking. If you don't do what you say you're going to do, I'll come for you too. Say it's a reason I'm the best in the business. Every night, 7 o'clock, Monday through Friday. Facebook, YouTube, and now Twitter. say the OG of education and political advocacy is in the building. And you know who I am. I am the 5-star general. Until tomorrow, I'll holler at you.